this is for Libra, and this will be for the month 2024. So I just pulled a few cards just to get things started, and then I'll kind of get right into it as we go along. So first off, I just want to let you know, in taking a look at the cards, and again, this is just the starter. We'll bring out some more here as the reading goes on. But I do see you actually have some really good cards that are positive. There's a lot of advancement here in the month of December. So it appears that whatever might have been a concern or an issue for you, that is starting to wrap up. I do have a couple pulled over here on the other side as well, but we'll just get right into it. Okay, so again, as I sort of noted here on this side, what we've got here is the Six of Wands. So this is a card of conquering, or at least drawing attention to yourself, anything like that. It is a six, so anything revolving a six or involving a six has to do with balance and harmony, and really trying to, face some kind of a change, with a balanced mindset. It's also a triumphant card. So any kind of a challenge that you may have been going through, you seem to be overcoming. And it also is an indicator that you're very close to a goal of some sort. And I say that in addition to the clarifiers. The clarifiers indicate that there's been a bit of a battle in regards to, for some of you, this is going to be maybe matrimonial or a long-term relationship or some kind of a connection. So there's been a little bit of a no-win scenario there, or at least it feels like it's been gridlocked in some way. Certainly the fives are all about changes and making some progress, but doing so, you're having to make some adjustments and able to get to come to the Six of Wands, which again is the card of, really overcoming something. So whatever that adjustment has been, you are in, a favorable seat here. So as I said, the Six of Wands is also that card that you are said closer to the goal than you think you are. Wands is always some kind of an action that has put you in a spot here that has allowed you to progress. So it's a victory, and it's allowing you to move forward. Sorry guys, something about my throat every time I do a reading because it's the dry air. So anyway, as I said, for some of you, this will look as though there's been a victory in regards to a long-term commitment or a connection, where there's been a lot of battle. For others, this is dealing with a hierarchical sort of organization. So this could be dealing with anything where there's establishment energy. So something here where you are the victor in a situation where you've actually overcome something, even in terms of, I wouldn't say spirituality in this particular card, just because it is around movement and energy and more assertion. It seems to be overcoming a battle or something that you were at odds with. And again, this could be, like I said, for some, this can represent in a relationship situation where it's been a battle that doesn't feel may have won it, but you certainly have overcome and won something, and create some leverage for yourself. But the issue is more that it felt like it's come at a bit of a cost, because the Five of Swords feels like nobody really won, even if you are winning. However, on the other side of it, again, for those that are dealing with this particular energy as an establishment, again, this could be a work situation, this can be dealing with government. If you're dealing with it on that basis, for those of you that are resonating with that, this element does indicate that you had to sort of fight a situation where you may have, again, bitter here, but it's also indicating that it came at a bit of a price to you as well in some way, but you still overall have won the battle. So just know that you're sitting in the right seat, because the Six of Wands is allowing you to move forward. There's also there's also kind of an indication here that if there was battle in terms of a relationship, that could also indicate that there's sort of a warming up of that situation as well. So again, where there was some indifference, this is now allowing you to feel like you can move on and move past that obstacle, because it's now, it's now a combination of, we know what the issues were on the table, but we're now in a space where it can move forward. So again, hi Lola. Oh, it's Metamorphosis. Thank you. Yeah, I'm sorry it took so long to get back, guys. I just had I had some people that were sick in the hospital, car issues, blah, blah, blah. However, all of that is turning around now, so everything should be righting itself. And actually, they say we're moving into the Aquarian season, and in doing so, this is actually where everything starts to reveal. So everything that was hidden before, where, and I say that because even in terms of, issues around, something that you wouldn't have seen before. Let's say, I use this as an example simply because it was more relevant to me currently, but even in terms of the hospital, things like that, I know there's a lot of hard workers out there, and there's certainly some people, some very good people, but I have to tell you, as time goes on, I feel like I need to take more of a stance and, make your voice heard when it comes to issues where there's been negligence or something that has been overlooked. I think there's a lot of cutbacks and so on in places like the hospitals and so on. So I think that, we need to raise that awareness with our governments and administration, all of that, to bring some attention to these areas that need to be resolved. Like I said, there's been a whole bunch of stories and things that have come to my attention. So things that I never thought were actually an issue, I realize now are a very big issue. And, this is just my own thing, but I also feel that where things are going is that, we're going to be missing a lot of our um, doctors and those kinds of things because of cutbacks. And so that's why I say find the things that are important for you. It doesn't have to be relating around hospitals. It can be around wherever you need to have your voice heard. But Aquarius season does indicate that this is where things will be revealed, and it's being revealed for a reason, so that you can, take the initiative to make the changes with the things that you are privy to. So just throwing that out there. And Aquarius season, I believe, lasts about 100 years. So for many of us, this is kind of the last hurrah. This is where you actually only get that chance, where everything starts to come forward, and there's a lot more individual voices being heard. So take advantage of that energy. So going back to the reading here, so with the Six of Wands, like I said, there's a victory of some where you actually do have something that, because of your persistence, the five does indicate there's been a bit of a shift. Like I said, there's been an adjustment that's had to be made to kind of get to this position. And again, you are dealing with something that's a long-term sort of commitment or issue or friendship, but either way, this card does represent not less to me as spirituality, more so to me a connection to an established energy, something that has, rules to it, something that has corporate energy to it, something that has governmental sort of feel. So again, for those that it resonates in that way, either way, you're still a victor, you still win. Even in terms of a relationship, I would still say it does allow you to move forward in that connection either way. Okay, so again, usually when I see aces, for some of you, like I say, it's going to resonate more of in a work career situation, but there's kind of a double take on a lot of these because, as I say, I mean, it's a general read, so it won't resonate for all in one way. So I'm going to read it in the various ways that I do see it. So when we get to the Sun card, there's something here that's coming forward. This is more of an illumination energy. There's a lot of action in the month of December. I would say that the energy surrounding you seems to be more positive. Even in terms of a connection, I would say in terms of an actual connection, I did have this card a little further over, just didn't have the space on the here but the energy that I see in terms of a connection here is going to be one of a step forward, more of less of a generous sort of nature, but more of a token of giving or a new start, or something's being allowed to begin in a new way. Again, some of you, this could be hearing news about a job or something coming through, even in terms of a promotion that can be there for others. But as I say, however it resonates for you, but there definitely is a lot more action, a lot more of a resolve energy here in the month of December. Sun card, that is your major energy here. So, and again, I've just pulled a few, and we'll pull some more cards and be more specific. But Sun card is the major energy out here. So it is a major arcana that does indicate that there's something, again, I feel that's coming to light. It does feel like some information is coming through in this month. But I also feel like it's very positive energy. Sun is more of a warm, receptive kind of energy. So I feel overall there's something here that is something that's just kind of opening up to you versus it's allowing that sense of happiness is what I would say there. And it does seem to be, it could be around a younger energy here as well, because I do see It is clarified by the Knight of Wands, so that can be somebody that's sort of in and out of your life, or something where there's been a little bit of um, on and again, off again sort of energy, but there is going to be some kind of a communication in that regard. So I feel like there is more of a supportive energy here, also Leo energy coming through. And I definitely feel like this is about more of an enthusiastic time for you in December, or at least there will be some elements here that help to improve or illuminate or, in some way make the energy of this period feel as though it's a success in some way. And hello there, Elaine. um, but yeah, overall, I just feel like there's a certain level of empowerment, or well, we'll pull some more cards and sort of see where that goes, but maybe empowerment's too strong a word. There could be also some kind of an indicator of a little bit of travel for some of you. But either way, the sun to me is less about like there's just an action or a moving forward. So again, it doesn't have to be necessarily travel. Usually I see Six of Swords out there for that, whatever. But either way, I just feel like there's more of a loving energy here, or that feeling of it, like it's more of a warm, fun, kind of radiating personal expression. Even in a creative project, there's advancement with things like that. But again, there might be some travel that is associated with this because of the Sun card and that Knight of Wands. So for some of you, you might be headed out somewhere. But either way, I just feel like this is quite positive energy, sort of jumping things ahead in a good way. Okay, so let's pull some other cards from some of the other decks here too. But I'll just quickly again, this is just to get it started. So the other card again was in terms of a relationship. I feel like that connection is going to be moving forward in some way. The aces do indicate that there is some sense of a new beginning, a little bit more of an early stage sort of energy. And hello there, Pulak. But either way, the Ace of Wands does indicate that you are moving forward here because, and again, there's a lot of momentum in the cards here. So, I mean, I feel like there's a bit of a victory, and then there's some movement, towards something that, allows you to feel a lot more optimistic. And certainly even in terms of a career opportunity, I feel like there'll be information for those that are looking for. There's some kind of information that's coming through on that front here as well. But either way, optimistic time, and I definitely feel like a new chapter is starting to begin here. The other aspect, again, with the Ace of Pentacles, does still indicate here that there is some form of, like I said, either a new business venture or something here, or a new idea that's coming through. And it certainly feels as though something is going to be paying off here because of this new information, or this new start, this new direction, either way. I feel like there is, like I said, it's more like information that's coming through on that. So I don't know if you actually started in this month in particular, but Ace of Pentacles, whatever the job is or whatever this new idea is, does speak to stability. So there's some kind of good opportunity here that's going to be like a new stream of income here, that you're still in the new stage of it. You're initiating the plans. And again, because we also have that Page of Swords there, it's kind of working through some of those areas that you need to deal with on a contractual basis here as well. So there could be some paperwork involved, that kind of thing, but the overall energy of this period again is sun oriented. So a lot Leo energy, but a lot of really good positive vibe that I'm getting off of all of that. So Page of Swords, again, there's a certain element of being resourceful here, dealing with the information, thirsty for knowledge, really elements of diplomacy, but also following the rules. I don't feel like you're venturing off into any new, branch of something in a very risky. This feels like it's more of a curiosity, but it's an intellectual curiosity. So there could be something here in terms of studies and reading and things of that nature. But either way, it does represent Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Taurus is also present here, but very curious. A lot of, clever energy here that I would say is coming through. And whatever the new idea is here, or this new phase of life, or this new thing that you're coming out with, I feel like you're dealing with it, with a clear mindset, clear thinking. It just feels like you're really all about the information, you know, and you could be dealing with an expert of sorts with this. And again, this could be corporate energy or somebody that has higher authority that you're communicating with. But either way, it just feels like there is can be an expert for some of you that's coming through. But I feel very strongly a lot more curiosity, study, and doing some research here. So anyway, that's where that sort of starts out. I'll pull a few other cards here too. We'll also do something in regards to chakra stuff, and I'll get into the fortune oracle cards here. Okay, so what else is coming through for Libra in the month of December? What else is coming through for Libra in the month of December in terms of what would be an obstacle? What is an obstacle that Libra is having to deal with? What is an obstacle? What are the obstacles that Libra is having to deal with? And I'll definitely answer the questions at the very end, guys, for sure. I'll answer a few. Okay, so what would be an obstacle coming through in the month of December? Ooh, okay. I might bring down some of these cards a little bit so it's not too confusing here. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is there is some kind of a conflict that's arising here. So there will be some kind of a conflict or heartbreak, something that's a little bit disappointing. What is this around the Three of Swords? What is the Three of Swords? What is the conflict around? Who is it around? Is it a big card or a small card here? It seems like it could just a conflict or an argument. It's heartbreak of some sort in regards to what? Okay, it is for sure a battle of some sort. It could be around jealousy here as well. What is the battle with the Three of Swords involving who? All right, well, you're from a wise place with it as far as keeping to yourself. Could be Virgo energy, Aries here as well. But I feel like your position is one of, it's almost just confusing to you. It doesn't really, you know, pull. Could be around, a figure could also be around a younger person here as well, maybe 20s, 30s range. But I do feel like it is a little bit more positive energy that's coming through regardless. But I feel like your stance regarding this situation, regarding this conflict, will be one of, and again, it could be Virgo energy there as well, but it just feels like your energy around it will be very contemplative, like you're not in a space of wanting to deal with something in a direct confrontational way. It does feel like things will still move forward in a very stoic sort of manner, but there's a lot of confusion around the situation as to how to maybe deal with it or why it's even arising in the first place. But Hermit energy does that, you know, there's a certain learnedness that comes through with that where you actually possibly have already been through this scenario, and this is really helping you to, you know, how to deal with it now. And it's really not one of a negotiation type of energy. It's taking distance from the situation or putting distance between you and the situation, is what I would say there with the Hermit energy. So it feels like if you're feeling like a little bit of an outsider here in this period in regard to this argument, maybe something that's more fleeting, just because of the cards that came up, more momentary versus more lingering. But I feel like you're finding your answers at a deeper level. So again, regardless of what's happening here, I just feel like it's another little bit of a test here to kind of deal with. I might just ask one more card on this one. So, because again, you're dealing with a relationship by retreating into yourself. Yeah. And I just feel like you're just taking time back for you. You're staying in control with the Emperor card. So it's not a matter of, it's almost like a teaching moment. So it's whether it's, you know, almost like whether you learned a lesson or not, because you're still in a soul searching sort of mode here with the Emperor, or sorry, with the Hermit and that Seven of Cups. But I mean, they're cards that are still of a more positive energy, right? Like they're you're in control of the situation to some extent, maybe not to the external parts of things. I know I'd mentioned in another video actually that when it's right down to, actual challenges, there's challenges that are outside of ourselves, and of course challenges within ourselves. So if it's something that's external to you, it's not necessarily one that you can address. You can only, obviously deal with things that are within your control. So I feel like how you're dealing with this situation in particular will be more of a, you're faced with a difficult decision here about how to go forward with something, but let's just pull another, see what that entails. Because either way, whatever that difficult decision is, whether you want to commit to one path or the other, it does feel like it's going to be made with a certain plan, and there's a certain strategy involved here. I definitely feel like you are still, in control of all of the elements there, or at least, maybe not the initial element where you're having to face the situation, whatever it is that you're confronted with, but you do have a lot of to, be confident with the decision that you do make, because you're coming from a really deep authoritative space, of wisdom. So again, that takes strength, that takes commitment, and able to make those kinds of, changes around negative things in our lives. But it certainly does feel like a choice that you're having to make, that, can be a little bit daunting. But I do see you moving forward there, sorry, with the Knight of Wands. So to me, it does feel like you're making a choice. It's one of logic. It's one where you're approaching it with a certain amount of confidence. It's an informed decision overall. So when we get to the Knight of Wands, like I said, I might just pull a little clarifier on that one just to see. Sorry guys, I have a little bit of allergies or something that's coming on. It's very cold in my area of the world. So, yeah, anyway. Allergic to snow. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyway. Okay, so the Knight of Wands, again, kind of an in and out sort of energy. So it does also indicate that, but paired with, the decision that you're making, it's almost like you might be thinking about it and then, kind of pulling away from it and then going back to think about it, that kind of thing. But you're getting on with it regardless. And it just feels like it's a managed energy. It also indicates that whatever the decision is that's to be made, it feels like there's a speed up process around that. Because I do feel like, you're going to be pursuing some rather fast, because that Knight of Wands is more of a charismatic sort of energy, and it's not an energy of complacency or, sticking around. It's something where you are going to see exponential growth past this difficulty. It'll move very rapidly past this situation. So I feel like this is going to allow you to step into something very positive. Let's just pull a card. What was the obstacle? So what are the good things that are coming in here? What are the good things that are coming in for the month of December? What are the good things coming in for the month of December? What are the good things that are coming in for the month of December? All right, well, okay, Four of Cups. We'll get to that here in a second. And we also have the Ace of Cups. Something you want is coming your way. It's a universe. And there's also more hard work being, what is the Eight of Pentacles? Wow, there is some kind of a work energy here that is allowing you to be victorious. Something that you worked hard on is going to bring a level of victory. So that we know from the initial cards that's where that was headed. Now, what I'm going to say about the Four of Wands is Four of Cups, sorry. The fours are also about bringing discipline and stability to a situation. Something that's stable, solid planning goes into this. And what's very good about what's coming in for you is, I'm going to take that card out of the way because that's really not where we're headed, is the fact that it's an Ace of Cups. And this is more of a generous nature. Like it's, even on an emotional level, it feels like it is readying you, something that you feel like was a lost situation that you weren't going to be able to go forward with has changed. So that element has changed. Something is changing there. It does feel like it is going to bring you something that you do want in this particular situation. Something quite positive, because the Ace of Cups is a new start emotionally. So like I said, Ace of Cups, it feels like even on the relationship front or emotionally, something along that area. And again, this could be something stemming from summer, could all be dealing with a water sign here as well. Sorry, guys. But either way, I just feel like it is stabilizing the emotions in a way. So where there was, a feeling of a missed opportunity or sadness, something where you felt like things weren't going, things were going awry, it wasn't going in the right direction. It's like there's a certain level of forgiveness and moving forward or moving beyond something. So again, it's more of a deepening as well, because in terms of a romance, if for those that are interested in that, and I don't want to just say romance, this can also indicate friendship or any kind of deep connection somewhere where there was an indifference between you and another person. There's something here that's more of a fortunate increase, like something is moving in a positive direction. So just know that it'll expand for you. And again, there's a level of forgiveness that's starting to come through here. Um, Again, there's also it's just trying to reflect back on the other ones there about a big decision having to be made that you're contemplating. Like I said, either way, it just feels like you're still moving in the right direction because this is, yeah, it's something that you want. It's not wish fulfillment. It is the universe is bringing you through something that I feel is probably very unexpected. That feels like. So I feel like something is going to be coming through here that will be a little bit unexpected, and it's actually coming through rather quickly because this is, as I said, it's a gift from the universe. So yeah, you've got a really good start here. So we'll pull some other cards here and see where things go. Again, that Four of Cups, you're still in the energy of it, but I feel like it's the minor arcana, and certainly it levels it up with the Ace of Cups. But the overall energy of it is the Sun, the Leo card, which does speak to, enlightenment and all of that and things going in the right direction. So we're going to take a drink of something here, guys. Dry throat. Okay. All right. I just want to go into, see which deck I want to use now. So again, we had some kind of dissatisfaction. Again, just to reiterate before I take that card down, with the Four of Cups next to the Ace of Cups, where there's some kind of boredom or dissatisfaction or something missing in your life, I feel like something's coming back to you. It's like you're coming out of a place of emotional stagnation. So wherever you're still in a little bit of that space of introspection here, but I still feel like it's moving in the direction of a new beginning and some kind of fulfillment for you, more specific to you emotionally. So that means like there's a potential for growth emotionally. There is more of a feeling of fulfillment here, and it definitely is more encouraging. Like it's a blessing coming through from the universe is what I'd say there. Okay, so let's get into the other cards. And again, hard work paying off with the Eight of, this was what was coming in here with the Eight of Pentacles and the Six of Wands. Okay, so now we'll do the, actually I haven't done this one for a while. Let's do Return of Spirit. This is more philosophical front with this one here. I think it's more spiritually oriented. So let's just see, because nothing came up as far as spirituality. It's more logic and rule following and that kind of thing in December. Let's just see if there is anything that kind of with the Return of the Spirit cards. And again, this is from Cheryl Lee Harnish. I don't deal with this one very often just because I just sometimes put down things and forget where I put it. Anyway, so it's not that I don't love the deck. I do. Lots of colors with this one, bright. And anyway, moving on. Okay, so what is coming in on sort of a spiritual front or something noteworthy that needs to be known for the month of December? With the Return of Spirit cards, we'll pull 3. One. Okay, so we've got surfacing, we've got caretaker, and we've also got union. Why is union here? And again, this doesn't have to be specific to a romantic integrity here. All right, so let's just start with these ones here. And at the bottom of the deck was faith. All right, so let's just go back to the beginning and see where we start here. Okay, so I have to refer to the book on this one, guys, just because I don't deal with this one very often, but see what it's talking about. All right, so surfacing. I suspect something is coming to the surface. But either way, yeah, you're stepping out beyond a boundary to get past your fears. So it's almost like you've done the hard work, you've done the healing, or you're in that space still doing it. But either way, you're allowing your true expression for, some of those subconscious levels to surface here, is what it talks about. So in other words, you faced a challenge of some sort, and now there's a reward, and that's what I saw there. You had both times it came up in your forward moving position that things were, it was part of the good news, is that you may have publicly spoke out about something, or may have had some kind of an issue where you were more direct in the way you dealt with something. But either way, you're a victor, and like I said, that's what this card is also speaking to. It's where something is seen, something is shared, something is rising to this. You faced a challenge, you took yourself out of your comfort zone. And again, that could be even in terms of writing and all of those things, because it does speak to releasing a novel or putting yourself out there in some way. So, whatever that is for you, that's a part of the G for the month of December. And it is a time of discovery, even though you're not fully fleshing it out yet, you're still in that space, but there are aspects of yourself now that are being seen. Okay, so now we're on to the caretaker. Some of you may very well be caretakers, and certainly this is also that energy of being an endless giver. So, of course, Libras are known for that. So, being in that space where, it just feels like you're more supportive, you're more loving, and to those that you feel are welcoming that energy. So you're one of those people that's out in the world nurturing. And there was something that I'm so I move on to things really quickly, just 80. But I feel like I move on to something very quickly, and I sometimes miss the true essence of something. But there was a video that I watched about people that when you're giving of yourself. Oh, I might have to sit on that for a minute. I'm so sorry, guys. Like I said, I get a lot going on, and then I forget sort of the main elements. I should write this down, frankly. Anyway, okay, so the caretaker, I'll come back to that. But the caretaker, again, is still something that is one of support, where you're meeting the needs of others. Some of your needs are now being met here as well. And it's overcoming, like I said, you've overcome something because you put yourself out there. And it's you don't want to be going against your nature, because then you sort of feel like you're not able to, how do I say, if you negate your own needs, that's when you feel a void. So it's not do as much as you can for everybody else. Always put yourself first, because then people see that you have respect for yourself. And when you have respect for yourself, it's easier to nurture other people when you're able to give of yourself. So it's your personal value really comes up here in this reading more so. Again, it's not about how much you give according to the card here. It's really just about, the fact that you're giving to others from a place of value and worth. But it's also creating a bit of a no boundary when necessary. So again, you are encouraged to allow the opportunity for others to give to you in this period, so that you can also experience how it feels, to be given to. So, it's time to take time for you. The caretaker now gets to be taken care of, is really what the card indicates. That's good to hear. Okay, so now we're into the card of union. Of course, this could be whatever that is for you. It doesn't have to be a relationship that is romantic, but it can be. But it certainly does speak to a connection that's very significant to you, something where there may have been, some issues around. But this energy is a coming together of two souls. So it's like our Two of Cups card or a Lover's card. It's more of a positive energy. So, and again, I think the cards support each other with what we just talked about. So again, it's more of a partnership as well, close friendships, anything along that line. It just feels like there's a lot more communication, soul connection, between two people, and it's more of a coming together. So again, that's pretty significant for personal growth, but it's also allowing you to expand emotionally. So where you felt you were really closed off or dealing with some issues, it feels like now there's more quality in those relationships, and it feels like you're allowing yourself to be vulnerable, perhaps. But again, I feel like either way, it's a really good gesture for someone that might be coming forward here in the month of December towards you with something to offer you anyway. The card of integrity. Uh, and again, even with that other card, it is still speaking to healing, healing a relationship or a connection in some way. But the card of integrity is also, speaking to that energy of allowing yourself to, according to the card, well, we all know what integrity is, but according to the card, it's more like a compass, being spiritual, sensing the spirituality or sensing the direction, sensing, the map, the compass to where you're, to align to on that divine plan. So this is a way of guiding yourself, is to make sure that you stay integral with your decision making, the things, your values, the things, the morals that are important to you. And that you just need to keep that in mind as you move forward. You don't need to allow outside influences to question something that you decision for yourself about. So again, it's a carrying on sort of energy, doing what you do, doing things from a place of integrity, and just to remember that your strengths and your gifts will be tested from time to time, because that's how you discover yourself. It's who you describe you define how strong you are. Is you have to be willing to be tested. But again, the card still speaks to send love and forgiveness, remain strong, remain in your own truth, and able to get through these situations. Because a lot of the things that are going on around us are literally that, around us. Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody has to figure out their own right order to a situation, to figure out, how to deal with injustices and those kinds of things. And I feel like sometimes we're just to be there to watch or to be supportive. Um, the Starseed card, this, I'm really seeing a strange image here of, for sure, the eyes, but it's almost like a duality. The as above, so below is sort of coming to me here with that. But it's almost like another energy is coming in here, almost as a guiding factor. Um, and again, it could also indicate that you're some kind of a healer. This could also indicate that you have, you're not really from, I don't want to say, the cards indicate that it's not that you're not from Earth, or you don't feel like you belong here on Earth. But it does still indicate that you still have some experiences and obstacles to overcome, because that is sort of the plan. But you're a very sensitive soul with this card, and you are affected by others, your moods, their moods, that kind of thing. So it's a special part of your makeup and your blueprint. And you have a keen sense toward those energies as part of your gift. And remember, for all our gifts, there is both a positive and a negative. We don't keep the balance. We can't swing too far over to one side or the other. It's like it's good to have aggressive or assertive energy to accomplish goals, like Mars energy, all of that. But at the same token, taking it too far and never reining it back can also mean burnout, exhaustion, aggression, and argument. So it's finding the balance between things. So a gift is a gift, but it's knowing how to guide it and direct it toward a particular purpose. So using it constructively. So this is also that card of, it takes more effort and patience when you're communicating, because it's almost like you're speaking another language in a sense. You have an understanding on a certain level, but now you have to wait for the information to be revealed to you, because you may not be able to communicate what you need to say in the ways that humanity would otherwise say it. All right, so one more card on that one. Okay, and I think that one's pretty self-explanatory. Faith. Just to have faith in a particular, what's happening in the month of December. It's a part of a direction. It's part of a plan. So, I feel like if the faith card is showing up here, it's almost like there's a sense of you losing faith. That something isn't going to come through, something isn't going to be going in the direction that you'd hoped. But again, it still indicates you're going on the path. So let's see what that one sort of indicates as well here. And it says, how much faith do you really have? Sometimes we say we have faith, and then something, takes us off trajectory, and then we feel like we've lost the plan. Things are no longer running smoothly. Things aren't going as we'd hoped or as we anticipated. And sometimes you have to take your hands off the wheel, and I don't mean that literally, but you have to take your hands off the control of something to allow certain things to grow on their own. So if you're dealing with other people, sometimes you can't be trying to over control the situation because somebody else has to come to a realization before you can actually enter. So it's more along that line. I would still say that, it's not about something going wrong. It's about steering into it and then stepping back a little bit so that you can sort of see another point of view. It's more, when you want to somebody, it's more about, I don't know how to put this exactly. I want to say it's the language and the words. I mean, it is, but it's the tone, it's all of those things. But sometimes it's just having the understanding and allowing someone else to voice an issue and then dealing with the next step of that once they fully understand it. Because sometimes, even though you say the words or you understand something on a certain level, that you fully implemented it, or the person has fully implemented that understanding. So it's almost like they're going to be very one-sided once they feel they've committed to a certain belief or a pattern or a viewpoint. And then it takes time to figure out where you can create some order on that path. So when we first come to a realization, we're very attached to it. We're very, strong in conviction about what we believe to be true. So it's okay to honor that wisdom within ourselves, but it's also, when you're dealing with other people, where you need to find what is the best, what's the highest good for that situation. Like, what is it that this situation really needs more than anything? Is it understanding, expectation? How do you restore your faith? How do you find faith in yourself, in your abilities, in your choices, in your heart? How do you restore, your belief in mankind? How do you restore the things that you feel have damaged you in some way or damaged your levels of trust? So those are things that you have to work within, and that's what I see going on for this period. So again, it's kind of stepping off to the side so that you can kind of see it from, again, that other point of view. So again, sort of man energy. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Okay, so let's do sorry guys, just trying to figure out, let's do the life purpose cards. So some of you, life purpose might be relevant here. So again, it won't speak to everybody. I'm kind of just trying something a little different, random here. So what is life purpose? What is the life purpose card that's coming through for Libra, or for the Libra that needs to hear something, that's dealing with some big issues? What is the cards? All right, flowers. We have protection, and one more. We have freedom, and the bottom card is leadership. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. Okay, so flowers. Working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. And I was just going to say, I had a Christmas dinner actually that I went to yesterday with work and all of that. And, it was just a small thing, but flowers were actually put on the plate and some of them are edible, so you can look that up, don't eat all. But some of them were edible, and actually just added a little bit of a sweet touch to the picture of the dinner, right? So what I would say there is, again, however it speaks to you, going out into nature, purchasing flowers, whatever, but working with flowers opens your heart and brings blessings to others through your life purpose. So I think that could be even more metaphoric about a blossoming of sorts, where there is something about fragrance or the sweetness or something along the lines of beauty on that level, right? Where you're able to work with things because either you have an affinity for flowers, or again, it's just sort of speaking to spending time around that, or your life is sort of metaphorically about to bloom into something here. So again, however that speaks to you, either way, it does speak to something expanding. And again, even on a creative spark sort of energy, in terms of relationships, there's growth there as well. But it's still, either way, very positive, expanding, absorbing, fragrant, positive card. Okay, and you can just trust the wisdom and the power of the flower. So again, trust the expansion of that, whatever that is. Sorry, hi AA. So I was just trying to, I will answer your question for sure, just again there, guys. And of course, the card of, you had freedom and protected. These are really good cards. So obviously there's something here that might be a bit of a challenge in the month of December, but again, it seems like it is quickly diverted. Again, protection, you're safe, you're supported through any changes along a career path or for anything here that is holding your attention. So this again is a card of bringing blessings to you into your world. So it's more of a selfless attitude, which will help let go of any insecurities that you're dealing with during this time. So the card does speak to a much needed life purpose awaits you and to be fully committed, and it will be around helping others through your purpose. So there's something of a door of an opportunity that you're about to embark on. So just be aware of that. Your purpose is going to serve humanity, on a larger scale. The card of freedom, I know I saw earlier, there it is. You're free to do what you choose. So it's a gentle reminder, you're not a victim. You can step outside of your circumstances. You have choices. You let others battle or take on their battles. You don't have to be a victim of the battle. You can step aside from that, and only shed light when you feel it's necessary. If it's not information is readily accepted, then again, you don't have to be a victim to others. You don't have to let others control you. You step outside of that. You do something that, is taking responsibility for you and your happiness. So it's almost like a card or a barrier here. You are not a victim. You are not being controlled. You have to correspond to the things that give you a sense of peace or relief. And for some, success is just that. It's finding that sense of peace. And I feel like that's going to help you to empower yourself, So remembering you do have a choice. Because again, if you're falling victim to the idea that you're a victim, that will trap you. But if you actually have another route or another escape, read a book, watch TV, do positive, meditative kind of energies. There's a certain type of yoga that you can also do, or it's a type of breath work, and nidra, somebody will know, but anyway, but there's a certain type of breath work that you can practice as well. And again, I'd read from other books where just visualizing a certain color of light, your favorite color, orange or blue, or whatever sphere of light, and deeply taking in the breath, because that will help you to kind of clear your mind. And sometimes we get attached to feeling like, again, a victim. But you've got the card of leadership here. So I feel like many of you have that opportunity to actually lead by example. So take charge of your situation. So again, you're kind of coming out of that victim mentality. And this is a card that sees you as your role as a leader. And even if you don't feel like you're entirely qualified, you can still assume a leadership role and learn what you need to ready yourself. So this is about being guided along that path to figure out the steps that you need to be able to gain certainty or confidence along this new direction. And again, taking the time to meditate, listen to your inner guidance, and you'll see the steps as you open up. But it's a card to say, back your life, take back your power. You have more of a leadership role up here. Okay, and I wonder if I should do one more. Let's do the angel answers. Okay, angel answers, Radley Valentine. So what is coming in for the month of December for Libra? And if you have a question, you can ask that. This deck has the yes, no in there as well. What is the biggest energy that is requiring an answer in the month of December? Perfect timing. Within the next few weeks. Wow, that seems pretty specific. Trust. And last, meditation brings answers. Oh my gosh, a lot of repeating cards here, but definitely something is up. Something is coming in here for you. Yeah. Sorry, I was just reading Shandini. Hello. Yeah, I could do a reading here. I'm almost done on this for sure. Okay, I will see what I can bring out. So again, perfect timing. You are lining up for something. Something is almost, if not in the month of December, just shy of that coming in for you. Again, you had the victory card, two of them, and now you've got the perfect timing cards. I think this is, pretty specific here. There is something that you are definitely almost in line to receive. So, and it's going to help you to move forward. So something is about to mature and you're prepared for it. And again, according to this, it's within the next few weeks anyway. So just trust the process and meditate on the things that you want to bring you answers. So excellent cards. Yeah, you definitely have, again, you not only did you have the two victory cards, but you also had a gift, a blessing coming in from the universe, something's coming your way within the next few weeks. And today is December 1st, so that sounds pretty amazing. And I'll just do one last one for, even though the card's been pretty positive. Actually, I haven't done, I wanted to do an advice card. Let's do an advice card too. I don't know, I'm in the mood to do them today. Okay, so what's the advice cards coming through? What's the advice coming through for the month of December? What does Libra need to know? What do I need to know here for Libra for the month of December? Believe in yourself. There's something better waiting for you. Do what you know is right for you. It's a spiritual quest as much. Do what gives you joy. There's a new beginning, starting a new life, finding your purpose, forgiving and be forgiving and compassionate too. Review of the past. So something past, be forgiving too. And the bottom card is the sun. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. You're definitely on the precipice of something here. Going to change in a very big way for you. And again, there is something for sure coming through within the next few weeks. Okay, and I wanted to do something that was more relationship oriented. I don't generally, but I have a different deck here. It's called the Tarot Sutra. It's actually given to my brother decades ago, but I am going to use it. I mean, they look pretty traditional in the other way, but I mean, the cards, just on the external are different. But the cards look traditional. When you see them, you'll know what I'm saying. It's just like the Rider-Waite deck. Okay, so this is more specific to relationship. As far as a romantic relationship, what is happening in terms of a romantic relationship for Libra in the month of December? For those of you that are in connections. Okay, it does feel like there's been some difficulty for sure, because the cards sort of fell out here. It's almost like there has been a bit of a juggling act. Maybe there hasn't been enough time for one another, but you're at the 10 of Wands here. So it does indicate that that is pretty much resolving. So, if you're not already through it in the month of December, you soon will be. One sec, guys. Okay, so again, back to the Three of Pentacles. So I definitely feel, I mean, the Three of Pentacles can indicate that, a relationship is sort of leveling up. So there's something here about working on it, things kind of moving to the next level, where something is starting to, there's a better bond, there's a better understanding. There's something here that kind of speaks to, even though I feel like there's some time issues in connecting, but the Three of Pentacles is definitely a card of building on something. So building a better reputation, building on the connection, building on the environment, whatever that is for you, building on the intimacy. It's like everything is starting to take another level of another level of sharing or whatever. I would just say that there's something here about things improving. Again, I still feel like some time issues are relevant here. Like it's like there's not enough time to do something here with another person. It feels like there's issues around feeling like, how do I put this? It's almost like you may be doing something over and over and over again. but it's like you're trying to break away from that. You're in that residual energy of it as well. So again, there's something here about communicating through touch would be more relevant. So it does feel like you could be more willing here to keep an open mind and, be more less conservative maybe. The Queen of Wands is also that card of being very passionate and very none of them are really major arcana. These are all minor cards, but it's almost like it's a work being like a, how do I say that? Something being worked on. It's in that stage. It's still in that stage of working on something. There's someone who's more generous here, and it feels like a lot of that can be more of a tenderness, more of an intensity here, I would say. And again, it may not be direct passion necessarily, but it's like a stroke of the hand or the arm or something that really helps to revitalize something. Because again, it's something along the line of feeling and touching and that kind of thing that seems to make things a lot more passionate or reconnecting. So again, however that relates to you, I just feel like there's more faith or hope action this way. And again, it's coming out of a space of Eight of Swords where there was a lot of worry or concern. There's been a lot of restriction around a situation, feeling like something was a closed door of sorts, because the Eight of Swords still speaks to that energy of not really being available. It's a binding tie that has been made you feel trapped in some way, and there's been a lot of obstacles around it. So again, there's something here about an unwillingness to connect maybe in that particular way. But you're at a 10. So whatever the vision was, it's been a burden. It's been a lot of a lot of you're physically exhausted, possibly for some of you. That seems to be more where I'm seeing this. But it seems like there's been a lot of overwhelm in a situation. And it's almost like a need to loosen up, is what I would say there. And again, it's not that, it's still moving in a positive direction. You're still in this energy. So again, it just feels like you're going to have to kind of wait it out a little bit, because you're at the 10. So something is pretty much wrapping up in terms of the weight it's been on you, the exhaustion, the burnout, maybe there's been a lot of city or a lot of anger, but it seems like there's just more exhaustion and not having a lot of time for each other, possibly just because of the way it's laid out here. But again, that Queen of Wands is still somebody who I feel is very accomplished or very intent, and this could be you, but it's definitely somebody who has I'm just sort of waiting to sort of feel how that comes through for me. Because it's a persevering energy that I'm getting off of all of this. So despite all of the things that are going on here, there's a strong persevering energy. So like I said, I feel like you're moving in the right direction with something here, but it seems like it starts off in a very subtle, sort of touchy-feely kind of way versus anything that's, jumping in with both feet. But there's still a lot of passion in that kind of thing here as well. So just to kind of wrap it up there, and then I'll answer some of the questions. Again, the 10 of Wands feels like heavy load in terms of, maybe there's been a lot of boundaries or a lot of obstacles here. It's like you're just tired of something, is what I would say there too. Like you're just tired of something, the constant disappointments or disagreements or something like that, and you're wanting to move forward now. And it feels like you're able to do that in some small way, because again, the Three of Pentacles still indicates that there's a working together, or more of a united sort of balance there. Like there's more growth. There has been some kind of growth in the ship. So you're establishing a stronger connection. And again, it's like I say, I guess it's more of a maturing of that relationship, and it's resolving some of the past problems, because there's a new level of intimacy or loyalty, something here, a line. And again, even with the Two of Pentacles, I mean, it's like you're trying to strike the balance, even though I feel like it's been a bit challenging. You're trying to, maybe your resources have been kind of burned up, used up, you're kind of running out of a way to manage something. So I feel like, you're trying to squeeze in time for one another or readjust your priorities, something along that line. And again, with the Eight of Swords, that's still to a little, feeling restriction, feeling that level of inability to get what you're looking for or connect in some way. So either way, I still feel like that is you self-imposed. It's I think that when you step out of your way, this is where that starts to move forward, because the Eight of Swords is just, it's a restriction that you place upon yourself. It's not external to you. It can also be that there's been a lot of triggers around you that have, made you think the worst, things along that line, which have paralyzed you or brought about some sense of anxiety. But either way, deep down, I feel like even if you felt that you weren't, understood, there's still something that's workable here. There's still something, even though there's levels of frustration here and feeling blocked, that kind of thing, I still feel like it's blockages that you are kind of placing upon yourself. Those restrictions are really where you're afraid to kind of go beyond a boundary or something. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's something I feel you're hanging on to, which is kind of unproductive in some way. I don't really feel, it could be a little drama filled as well, periodic, but that's what I see there. Okay, let's see what we've got here. All right, back to questions. Okay, so, oh, and I did have to answer a few questions for Devansha, which I'll do at the end here as well. Okay, so let's see here. Pollock, I'm just not sure. Are you asking if, will you be married to your soulmate? Is that what you're asking me? Okay, let me just pull these other cards back here. All right, so let's see. I'm going to answer Shandini because I think that one's clear for me. What is guidance that Shandini needs? What is that? Let's see. How to get out of the issue that you have at hand. How? So advice card on how to get out of the issue Shandini is dealing with. How will Shandini get out of an issue? What is the best advice for Shandini? What is the best advice for Shandini in her current circumstances? Okay, it might be a legal matter. It might be something contractual. It might be dealing with the law. What is coming through with the Knight of Wands? It's almost like there's a bit of a stuck energy here. Something's not moving forward. There's conflict for sure, or heartbreak, or some kind of indifference. This looks like it's... What is the situation? What is the situation? How does Shandini get out of this? You're going to be hearing some news very quickly. Something rapidly is coming in. It might be disappointing news, but then there's going to be something that comes through that gives you more of a positive outcome. And it's something to do with money, I feel. Or somebody who has money. It's information. Oh, and there's a level of toxicity there with that devil energy. I'll pull that forward. And definitely about a union of some sort or partnership. Okay, so that's, I don't know if you caught all that, but just in short, I'll pull these cards forward here in a second. But what I see here is there could be very well something dealing with a contractual situation. So again, whether this is dealing with the law or dealing with a lawyer or dealing with a legal issue, I feel like you're getting quick information that's going to be coming in here really, really quite rapidly, actually. There might have been something, because that devil energy presented itself around a toxic relationship or connection, something there. It's like, again, whatever that is, there's a level of feeling stuck or bound to something or self-destructive nature. It feels like there's something here about for sure that is in the mix. I feel like You've been very disappointed, but there is going to be some positive news going forward in regards to money. I feel like there might be something here, though, that is a bit of a holdback situation in around a connection. Like I said, but there's information, new information that's going to kind of throw you off a little bit, because that devil energy does sort of speak to you know, something that's a little bit risky, or something that's not assured, or something that's toxic that's coming in. Like that information is not, it's going to throw you a little bit, but I would still say it's going to be, it'll be a cooperative end. Like it'll be something that's more positive. So initially here, whatever this is for you, again, this because for me, this could be dealing with a masculine figure, or somebody who has who's in a fairly good position, I would say. But again, your Libra also coming out here in energy. So there's something here about being in a good position. Um, I would still say think critically, you know, deal with things from a very, you know, unemotional sort of place if you can, or objective view. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is relevant here with that card. Again, don't react emotionally. Try to stay calm here. I feel like you're facing a choice about a relationship or a connection or something here, that because some information or something comes to a head. Something is blocked here in regards to communication, I would say here as well. But I feel like, again, if this is to deal with, I don't know if this is, I don't want to say it's controlling energy so much as it, but there is a huge level of toxicity around it. It feels like really toxic communication, like very poor, um, biting words. I don't feel like you will have to compromise here. I feel like you will get some information, two bits of information, one that feels more positive, and the other will kind of take you off, like put you in a bit of a position where you're going to have to make a choice, which I don't think that you wanted to, but it'll still end in a positive way for you once you make this decision. But something's coming in really rapidly where there's been a bit of a stalemate, where something was not moving forward for sure. And again, it's lots of conflict in this situation. Lots of conflict. But again, the information's coming through pretty quick here. And I feel like two pieces of information. So something that you feel was disappointing, you know, where you just weren't really getting, you weren't getting what you were looking for in a situation. And again, there's still an element of a negotiation. It's a negotiation. There is some good news. There's going to be some kind of an offer here. But again, that Four of Cups kind of tells me that you're thinking the worst. You know, you're dissatisfied with what's going on in a situation. And again, it still feels like there could be something very legal here that's going on. But either way, you know, it feels like you're kind of rejecting an offer or something here. So you're not happy with something. But then, like I said, something else comes through, because the Knight of Cups is a card of, you know, something that's more, something that's improved. It improves the situation. It does feel like it's more on the emotional front. So whether someone is stepping forward with a better offer, whatever, it's still a rapid development around it emotionally. It seems to, it does focus on emotion more specifically, but I still feel like this is going to change, you know, change you on some level emotionally. So however that resonates for you, I feel like it's going to help bring the situation closer to her in some way. But again, there's so much verbal miscommunication, I would say here, that it's a level of, I don't know if I want to say stubbornness, so it certainly does speak to a back and forth energy. And we've got the Page of Wands here as well. So, of course, that's, again, more information that's coming in. It is still faster, sort of moving energy. It's good news. It's swift news. So I feel like somebody is presenting you with an offer of some sort, and perhaps it is around money. But there's something here with the King of Pentacles that speaks to, you know, putting somebody in a good spot, or dealing with somebody who is, you know, well off or has a fair amount. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius might also be relevant here. But again, it just feels like there is a lot of, somebody is very, could be dealing with a Gemini here as well. But either way, there's something here about communication or information. It's just what I'm seeing here is one offer is good and then the other one is not. So I don't know how that resonates for you, but it's like communication comes in really rapidly, and it's almost like you get clear on something that is toxic about the situation, maybe, or something that's not right. Because like I said, Ace of Swords is, you know, information that's coming in pretty rapidly, but it's clear thinking. It's like seeing through the facade or something here, because you've got the devil energy. It's like you understand something here, and it is a toxic connection or toxic, whether this is business or otherwise, I don't know. But it definitely feels like there's a lot of harsh words. There's a lot of communication issues in this situation. I would say that you, just going to look at that for a second there, because it does end up more of a positive note, but it is around a connection for sure. It's like two people are bound to something. But just stay true to yourself. You know, resist any temptation here is really the warning, because there could be a consequence to an element of that. But either way, I do feel like, you know, the sword is the thing that kind of breaks through, you know, any kind of toxicity. So you see something for what it is. There's a clarity in a situation. So I feel like you won't be clouded by that temptation or whatever it is there. But I feel like there's definitely something around possessions or money or something that could be needing to be worked out. But overall, I'm going to ask one more card on the outcome. What is the outcome here? What is the outcome with the Two of Cups? What is the outcome with the Two of Cups? What is the outcome with the Two of Cups? What is the outcome with the Two of Cups? Like you're removing yourself from the situation in some way or getting past it. What's the Two of Cups outcome? What is the Two of Cups outcome? Yeah, there's going to be some, for sure. It just feels like somebody, you know, brings in an offer, you see through something, and then all of a sudden there's another offer on the table that's improved, you know? So I would say just keep going, whatever it is. I'm going to pull one on the other deck too, just for advice. What is the advice for Shandini? What is the advice for Shandini with this situation? What is the advice for Shandini? Wisdom and objectivity are important now. Stop or stay in your integrity, a situation that calls for honest and open communication. Okay. So remember, you can't control people's viewpoint for sure, but sometimes allowing somebody to speak their piece and then revisiting it at a later date instead of dealing with it at that moment. It's really hard to sort of separate our feelings from what's being communicated to us in the moment. What's the next piece of advice for, okay. Eight of Michael, you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. You're not seeing things clearly. Huh. The outcome will be positive. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking. So I think something's got you really down. Doesn't feel like you are in a good headspace. You feel like something is stuck, not moving forward. Again, there's going to be still something positive that's coming out of that, even though there's a lot of back and forth energy there. I haven't done yours yet, AA. Okay, so how is Asher thinking? Yeah, hopefully Shandini. I don't know if that kind of rang true for you, but okay, so AA, how is Asher thinking about AA? How is Asher thinking about AA? How is Asher thinking about AA? Feel like that person, Asher seems like they're in decision mode. How is Asher thinking about AA? How is Asher thinking about AA? Yeah, I feel like the communication may not be fully there. You know what? But on the average, I mean, the cards just at the bottom here came out as like the 10 of cups. So there is some level of happiness, but there's going to be a really slow communication with this situation. It's almost like communication is like everything is halted. This person is really trying to figure something out. Like there's a level of choice that they're trying to make right now, is what I get. I take it that you're probably the Queen of Pentacles here, so resourceful, giving, um, well, like I said, yeah, that makes some sense. Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, and what flipped up as well was the Three of Cups, so that makes some sense about third party. But I still feel like there's distance between you for sure. I feel like he has gone in another direction. Right now, this is on pause. But let's just see. Is Asher going to be coming back? Is Asher going to be coming back? Yeah, I do think there's a back and forth energy because believe it or not, I'm seeing the 10 of Cups. I'm seeing family energy. I even saw the Ace of Cups pop out. So I almost feel like this person's not really done with you yet entirely. What is going to happen in the near future with Asher and AA? I think you're going to have some kind of a new start, again, or I should say a gesture. It's a gesture. Paige to me tells me that this is somebody who might, come forward with a level of, I'm not seeing mature energy here as what I'm seeing. It's really more, oh, and how's it going with the other person? Okay, I'll ask that one too. But what I see here is I feel like he's not quite done with you. So with that, when I see the Page of Pentacles, I mean, it's more of a cool sort of gesture towards you, one of wanting to improve something, but it's a message either way that's coming through. So I feel like you're going to get a message of a warm message. I don't think it's going to be a negative thing. I think this person's very hardworking. I think it's kind of a slow communication, but either way, there's some kind of a message that's going to be coming through for you. But it's like, again, it's a very underwhelming emotional feeling because romantically, it's like somebody is not taking responsibility for the relationship or the emotional parts of it. So I feel like there's no, I don't want to say that there's no emotions because there's emotions here with the Knight of Cups, but it's almost like how they approach you though is in a very indifferent sort of way. The Knight of Cups, is still, you know, still somebody who has emotions for you, but again, it feels like how you though will be with a certain level of distance. I think that in terms of emotion, it's almost like they're kind of tuning you out a little bit. That's how they're dealing with it. They're just tuning you down, turning it down, the volume down. But I still feel like something will bring it a little. Oh, he's blocked. Oh, you blocked him. Yeah, like I said, there's something here about, I mean, sure, there's distance with that Page of Swords, but I still feel like this is around that energy of wanting to approach you. Like they're wanting to approach you in some way, but I just don't see the majority here. How does he feel about the other person? 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 Does he feel the other person is a long-term commitment, or how does he feel about the other person? Why the Six of Swords? I feel like the other person is probably very gregarious, outgoing, charismatic, draws attention to themselves. But to be honest, I just don't feel like, let's see, what's that Eight of Wands? Oh, it's toxic. I think it's like a real physical thing, a very sex sort of thing for sure. But the devil energy is here. It feels toxic. I think that one's like a triggering connection, whatever that is. I think it's highly physical, motivated. But I feel like, and maybe there's a little bit of distance between him and that other person now. But I just don't feel like, it feels like a really toxic connection. Like I can't see that being a long-term connection. It feels like there'd be a lot of triggers, a lot of something like that. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius is here as well. You know, a lot of intense emotions, you know, and I don't know, I don't know if there's, I am seeing distance between, I don't know why this card, but I see distance. I don't know if it's between you and this other person. It kind of looks like it's between the other person right now. Sorry, guys. But it's almost like, yeah, maybe they're traveling. But either way, I just feel like there's distance, something there. But again, it feels toxic. Like I've got the devil energy out here. It feels like it might be very for whatever, but it's like triggers and communication issues. I don't see that going anywhere for too long. Okay. And I might just do one more since I've made this like a 2-hour video. Sorry on that, guys. I was just in the mood. Let me just one more thing on yours, AA. Will AA be feeling more positive in the very near future? Will there be something good to look forward to? Will there be something positive and more endearing to look forward to? Yeah, I mean, the Knight of Wands came out here, so I feel like something more positive is coming in. Oh no, actually, it's heartbreak, in and out. This person's in and out. It's probably that same person. Yeah, immature energy still here. I think you're going to be dealing with this person for a while. And it feels like it's, you know, kind of pointless battles. It just keeps going back and forth, back and forth. I mean, there's almost like a conquest kind of energy here, but, you know, we all want what we can't have, that kind of thing. Yeah, and again, Gemini energy could be here too, but I think you're going to be dealing with this person for a little while. It feels like they move forward and then they pull back, or there's conflict and then it goes forward, and then there's a lukewarm sort of, it's just constant energy there that I see. That's just for the moment. Anyway, okay, I'm going to let you guys go. Keep moving forward, never give up. Oh, and I forgot to give, I've got to do one more read, sorry, for Devancha. I might do a separate one, Devancha, just if you're watching. That will be more involved here too. But for you, what is coming through for Devancha with career, love? Big. Okay, well, what popped out was the Wheel of Fortune and the government card, or the, you know, Emperor, sorry. So for sure, that's excellent. Let's see, what else have we got here? Okay, the cards that keep coming out here is things moving forward. You're almost at a 10. I don't want to take all of these, but, you know, as they came up, I mean, it was, you know, you've got, this is contract or legal or something formal. Definitely Aries, oh, sorry, not Aries, the air signs, Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. But there's some energy of a young person still in this is read, almost through a particular stage of something. You're at the level of a 9 before you kind of move into this advancement of some sort. But again, it's almost like there's an offer on the table from something that is governmental or corporate or has a lot of rules to it. There's a structured energy that's in this read. So I feel like you're going to be moving into, you're going to be getting an offer of some sort here. Okay, so what is coming in for the month of December for Devancha? What's coming in for the month of December for Devancha? What's coming in for Devancha? Oh, a Devancha, you've got abundance. You've got, oh my God, really good cards. Oh, I'm making a ruckus. Wait 1 sec here. Everything's falling off my mini table. Why the abundance card? You have money coming in. And what is the world card? Victory of some sort. And what about love life? What's the love life situation? What's the love life situation? What's the love life situation for Devancha? Sorry guys, when I get a phone call that comes through, I should have turned it off, but anyway, it interrupts and you won't hear me for a second. Why the World card? And why the Star card? Wow, I see a lot of money here for you, actually. Lots of money. I feel like you're going through some kind of a transformation for sure. There's a shift. Okay, what about love life? What about love for Devansha? What about love life for Devansha? Okay, anxiety still in that department. A lot of worry, a lot of concern. Something still hidden. Other figure coming through, but abundance is here. There's a resistance or a transformation of some sort that you have to go through. So there will be forward movement, but you're really concerned. And the weird thing is I'm not seeing anybody in here specifically, unless it could be Aries, Sagittarius, or a water sign that's relevant. But I definitely feel like there's a transition around a water sign if that person is the one that's coming through here. But there's something here that you're anticipating will happen. It's causing you a lot of stress and anxiety. So I would say that because it's not really showing me exactly what's happening there, I feel like that's not going to be quite something that you can, we can't really count on that one right now. But like I said, I mean, the death card came out with, let's see here, somebody's still in transition. Be a water sign here as well, because it's specific to that. But yeah, I just feel like, either you or someone else has to release some kind of emotional, or they're going through some kind of an emotional transformation. There's still something that's changing there. There's a metamorphosis of some sort. So that's why there's still some unknowns in this read. I would say that, but a lot of the cards are like incredible cards. So, like I'm seeing cards that kind of speak to me as like the Empress, like it's yours are very monetary right now. That seems to be the main focus. Um, yeah, but I see a lot of cards here that kind of speak to me that you're finishing up a cycle. So whatever it is that you're going through right now, you're almost in the end cycle of it all. Because the Star card and even with the Money card, everything is going as it should. There's a level of confidence here. You're on the right track. It feels like you've made some positive plans on the financial, sense, in the financial sense here. But I feel like you've got some promising options, even a job offer, I feel, coming through here as well. But it definitely feels like it's just really incredible energy. Like I said, the Star, everything is still working for you. It feels like it's like your life path, something that you're really going to be able to improve significantly with. And there's a lot of growth here. It definitely feels like it is putting you on the map and drawing a lot of attention to you as well. The other part of it is because the World card is coming out here twice, I feel like this is you almost in the throw of completing something. Like you're almost right there. You're already in that energy. So whatever the transition is, it feels like the success is you're in it and you're just about to expand beyond that. So either way, I feel like this could be travel. It might be international travel as well, or something dealing with foreign contacts, something like that. But I feel like even in terms of a relationship, if this is an existing relationship, it would be somebody I feel possibly at a distance. It does feel like they might be, in another country or something like that. But I still feel like whatever you're waiting for, it's nearly there. You know what I mean? In terms of the money, in terms of, um, even your own metamorphosis, it feels like everything's going to be unified in some way and balancing out. I just feel like you have a lot here that you can work with that's beneficial to you. A lot of balance, a lot of deeper meaning, a lot of like self-actualization cards, a lot of going through the, one's purpose to, a life journey, enduring success, new opportunity of a job of some sort. Like there's an offer on the table here. Everything is moving in like an incredible direction here. So like I said, I just feel like overall your energy is very more healing, very growth oriented. and it's almost like it's more self, and like self growth at this point. Because like I said, I mean, their major arcana came out. These are the big ones. So you're going through a big shift in your life. There's big change. Because the world is a big change. The Empress is a big change. They're both fortuitous. They're both really amazing cards. The Six of Wands, you've got some kind of victory coming through. So that means that you've conquered something or you finished something. Like you're almost done everything here. Sorry, with this combination. But either way, like I said, you're still on a healing journey. It's a long-term legacy investment that you're involved with. It's very, very lucrative money. And you do have an offer on the table here of some sort. Not seeing so much on the love front. I think it's like you're still worried about that aspect of things. But I just feel like you are coming out of something, it's like you're going through this rebirth sort of cycle, but it's almost like you are becoming more self-aware. You have a better understanding of self, your situation, your accomplishments, what you're capable of, stuff like that. So it almost puts you in kind of a leadership position, really, that combinations talk about having a lot of pride in what you do. And like I said, I mean, it's still end cards that show up after a lot of hard work. And so that's why the victory card is here. It's like you've reached your destination or you're so very close to it that, it's just going to bring you huge success and huge accomplishments. So, yeah, either way, I mean, there's a lot of celebration. There's a lot of things here. Might be going to something that kind of puts you on the map and again brings a lot of attention to well. But either way, this is like a true purpose path. As far as the relationship connection, there's something still hidden here that's not visible for me to see. I still feel like there's a certain level of guardedness or defensiveness around a situation. There's too much worry around this connection. It feels that connection is still undergoing some changes here as well, even though it is still moving in a more positive, emotional. There's action being, taking place, that kind of thing. It just feels like you're not sure of it at all. Yeah, sorry guys, I just had to drink the cup there. Anyway, but like I said, Queen of Cups with it feels like one person is very emotionally involved, the other person is very charismatic. If we are dealing with two people here, but I'm seeing more or feminine energy. So I don't know if that is like a lot of feminine energy. So I don't know if there's a lot of females around you supporting you at this time, but it just feels like there's a certain level of sentimentality, a lot of personal growth, a lot of compassion going on here. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio again, as well, using your intuition, much more at this time. But again, I just feel like there is a lot of female support around you. And again, because the enthusiasm of a Queen of Wands, and again, this is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, it feels like there's something yet to be revealed. So I would say just stay tuned because there's one that's quite clear enough yet. You're dealing with a lot of mature energy though. And again, more predominantly female energy. So, I mean, for this next little period, it feels like they will be structuring your life out in some way or helping you to improve the situation or helping you to cope with the situation. Because I feel like there's almost a certain caution around the situation in terms of a relationship. But I feel like it will pick up, but it's undergoing a huge transformation. So I don't see the page energy, which I think I'd seen the page energy before. So, but I don't know, however it resonates, like I said, I still feel like there's still thing to be revealed. I feel like you're a little bit quiet about, because you're still not trusting a situation. Something still feels off to you. You feel like you don't have all the information. Something feels like it's a bit secretive to you, and maybe you're not getting a lot of communication around something, but there's a certain level of detachment, or maybe you feel like somebody's not telling you everything, something along that line. But the cards still show me there's a transformation and very positive energy here. So I don't see anything that's, untoward or any way negative. It just feels like there's a lot of heavy, deeper value work that's taking place, parties. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. That I would say, let's just see what advice card would be here for you. What is the best advice for Devansha? What is the best advice for Devansha on this for the month of December? What is the best advice for Devansha? Eight of Ariel. Take great pride. Excellent work. Practice makes perfect. Consider getting additional education or training. So maybe you're going to be excelling beyond where you are and really specializing in something. What else do we have in terms of a relationship? What is the best advice for a relationship for Devansha? King of Gabriel. Keep your eyes open on the big. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. It leads to success. You have a genuine concern for others. And what else? Of Gabriel. Prosperity arising from wise planning. Take time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. Going in the right direction. And there'll be an epiphany. Joy through spiritual growth. Be a light to others. Answers that come through meditation. Let's just do one more. King of Michael. Wisdom, objectivity are important now. Stay in your integrity. A situation that calls for honest and open communication. Okay, well, that's what I would say here. The last card, of course, was strength through. The next one was lovers. Make choices from your heart. Deeply emotional commitments, the power of love. And I think a lot of times we forget that when it comes to love, friendship is very important, because when you have a friend and another, you have things that you can share. When you're two different, things can very often grow apart. You can still have respect for one another, but I think that you need to have some kind of a strong foundation as far as a friendship. Really enjoy, the other's company. So I don't know if that helps at all, but love to see you guys here. Thanks for watching, and keep moving forward. And I will probably do later on tonight, or just depending on my time frame here, I'll do another reading, which will probably be for Gemini and Cancer again. I would like to do all the other signs, but I never seem to have enough time to do everybody. And I do gravitate toward the signs that tend to give me, more watches, whatever, because my own time is so scarce. So I do appreciate you anyway, regardless. And if you ever want a couple of questions answered, for sure, I will do them at the end of my reads and when I go live. So I guess we're moving into Christmas season. So for those that celebrate, Merry Christmas. And I will try to put some Christmas stuff here on my thing here. But meanwhile, I have some errands to do. So keep moving forward. And until next time. Oh, one sec here, guys.